Hi, 10th graders, Miss Belusa here. It's time for advisory lesson, talking about the personal project. Check in, see how you're doing. We're gonna focus on ideas. So what ideas are you coming up with? Do you need help? How do you come up with ideas? How do you choose what's gonna be best for you? So we're just gonna do a really brief look at that. And of course, everything you need is in your student guide, which is in Google Classroom. So if you haven't found it yet, make sure you go and get yourself a copy. It should be made for you already, or you can fill out the Google form and get a hard copy mailed to your house if you'd prefer. So this video we're going to watch, it's just an invitation for you to think kind of a little bit more about your project. So this is at Huron High School in Michigan, and they just went around and you get an idea of what the exhibition looks like. So this is what we do at the end, where you share your project with everyone. And in normal times, we would do this in person and talk to ninth graders and other people, and you have a booth set up. It's really fun and interesting. And this year we'll do it virtually, but you kind of get an idea of really where are you going with the project? What do you need to do at the end besides the 4 parts, right? So we're starting your journal hopefully right now, which again, every time you fill out the student guide and you see the little pencil mark, that is awesome. Fill that out. That's basically your journal, and it has tons of prompts for you on how to get going on your project. And then you're doing the making of something, right? And if you don't even finish making it, but you reflect on it, that's what matters. So let's say you start a project and you just can't finish it. That's okay. It happens in real life, but then you reflect on it in a report. So it's a visual, it's verbal, it's audio, or you can write, you can type it. So you're going to reflect at the end, and that's all on Google Classroom as well. And we'll get there because that's not until like January, February. And you're making or doing something. And then here in the exhibition, we share from your reflection what you've learned, how you've grown. So we're going to take a look at these kiddos talking about their projects today, and you just get an idea of what it looks like. And if you look off to the right in the box, there's some questions to help guide you in your conversations afterwards. So your advisory teacher can, or if you're at home, you can hit pause and sort of talk through or put in the chat some of your ideas. So what does this video clarify for you on the project? So what does it illuminate or help you understand or break down? What do you notice about choosing a project idea? What does this mean? Where are you going to go with all of that? And what ideas are coming up for you? So as you're watching, just thinking about those. Let's see if I can get it to work today.
And I only knew up to my grandmother, so me going into more detail about my family history also helped me. It also helped me more educationally because with this project, even with IB in general, with some of like the goals and prior learning and research, it helped me put it all together into this project, which helped me understand more things about this.
I think it was like pretty interesting because it was like something I really liked, and as a runner myself, it was really helpful because I already had like prior knowledge. So, versus like if I didn't really like the topic, it would have been as like I guess like fun, like best effort.
Talked to one of my teachers who also teaches psychology, and she was wondering if I could do something that she could use for her psychology students to maybe see if like research articles they read were like from a reliable source or not.
Communication is one of the skills that we stress in the class, and we actually ask our students to give an in-class presentation. And I think you're seeing the results of that tonight, where they have that freedom and that confidence to talk about something passionate that they've worked on and thought about for several months. You can do what you set your mind to. You told us what was important to you and what you wanted to learn about, and now we can look back and say, look at what you did. Now the world is your oyster. Now go off and do other things, other great things that you're going to become passionate about.
Right, and that's what we hope the personal project will do for you. is to help you find something that you're either already doing, that you want to get better at, or something that you've been wanting to try. So again, pick something that you're feeling passionate about, and I hope you saw that come up in the video. Okay, so what I'd love it is if you would pause this video and try to go through some of these questions and think about them. Either if you're at home or with a friend, or if you're in advisory, you can do it on the chat, or if you're brave enough to put your voice out there. So take a second to talk through some of these ideas and what's coming up for you and what's been clarified. And if you have more questions coming up, write those down, ask those, put those in the Google Classroom. So just a reminder that I am Tuesday during advisory times. Most Tuesdays anyway, you can find me in the Google Meets link on our Google Classroom for personal project, which all of you should have been added in. You just have to join. And it'll be in your classroom deck. So it's just a time during advisory when you have time to go get help that you could come in and talk to me, ask questions. We can work through whatever you need. Otherwise, feel free to email me and we can set up a separate time to meet. I'm happy to meet and talk through things, or just email your questions to me. So today, here's what you're gonna be working on today in advisory. Ignore the date. Sorry, we kept changing things around. So this week, essentially, what you would be awesome if you could work on is you have your student guidebook. There's the picture. It's in your Google Drive, or else you have a hard copy. You're going to work through those first couple pages. So we were talking about this before, but really getting through pages 1 through 7, even 1 through 10 if you're ready. So I think 8, 9, and 10 are looking a little bit more at planning your project. So there's graphic organizers there that help you plan projects. I personally also use those kinds of goal setting project planning forms in everything that I do in my job as a coordinator and in my personal life when I have projects. So I have tried them. They've worked. Students have used them in the past, and it's just a really good skill. So it's kind of wherever you're at, open up that student guide, go through as many as you can based on where you're at. You can go look at other projects for ideas. Just Google personal project, MYP personal project, Google passion project, see what comes up for you. Talk with a friend or a family member or a teacher about what you like to do or you already have going on. So if you love some of your CTE classes where you're doing hands-on work, talk to one of those teachers, right? Miss Ludowies, Mr. Humphreys, they're all, Mr. Kaminsky, they're all super awesome, nice. Mr. Haley, they usually will talk at length about the things they're passionate and want to hear you talk about, right? You can go to the Google Classroom, of course, for more resources. So we have lots of ideas there, how to do different kinds of journaling, maybe some ways to connect or contact people, things like that. You can also post on the school-wide Padlet your ideas. So we're going to be pulling names off of there and sending prizes home, or putting your names in a drawing for home. You'll get something. We're looking at what you already have, and there's a ton of people that have already written. Just make sure you put your first and last name on the Padlet board. Otherwise, we won't know who you are and how to get a hold of you. So that's a really great thing. And it's here. It's linked in this presentation. And then you can go ahead and add to it. I don't know if you can see it on the video. Okay, so that's it for today. It's just working through some or all of these and just generating ideas. And if you have an idea, I saw a lot of really great ideas on the Padlet, things like learning how to sew, drawing, painting pictures of my friends, making a video on systemic racism in America. Okay, cool. Practicing and applying auto mechanic skills, teaching people about Somali culture, composing some music, learning to make Asian food. Yes, Emily Tan, I would love for you to try that out, and please let me try the food if you don't mind. I will gladly try it out. Remote control airplane from scratch, making a short video. So you have lots of options. Remember, you can work with others on this project who are in 10th grade. That's totally fine. You just have to do the other pieces on your own. So here's your options for the next week or so. Go out there, work on it, email questions, post questions, talk it out. Thanks for your time. Let me know if you need anything else. Remember, Tuesday's advisory. Take care, everybody.